Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Catherine, the Cosmic Siren, and we have quite a reading today. This is the second time I'm recording this. I know Spirit wanted me to get something corrected, so it's okay. Allowing Spirit to come true. I see, I know, I am. Okay, yes we are. Now, what I do is help you to remember. And so hopefully with this reading, this will resonate with what you already know and will help you confirm your truths. Now, in the past position, I see the Ten of Swords, but this is a different Ten of Swords. This is pins, quite a lot of pins in your head, which literally means that some of you might be experiencing downloads. To some of you, it might come in form of ideas, possibilities. You're seeing possibilities. Now, while these possibilities are being made up, they are making up your imagination. They are making up so much potentials. It can feel a little bit overburdening. Now, the Ten of Swords typically in the tarot deck might mean the end of something and the beginning of something, definitely. But I see like so many pins. Now, this is so many truths about to be processed. Now, sometimes this can manifest even in form of pain, even in form of sickness, because these are just unprocessed frequencies that need to be properly integrated for you to move on. Now, this could have been overburdening. Some people, depending on where you are in your journey, can see this as, oh, why did I have to go through so many pains? To some of you, you already understand that there's so much lessons for you to learn from the past experiences. Now, with the Rose Garden, this is coming to help you to know that for you to get the rose, you will get the thorns. And it's how you undo the rose, how you undo this that determines the transformation with the butterfly coming forth. With the Judgment, this is also a reminder again about how that events or the phase in your life, how you tend to how you carry this. You know, the Judgment here is your heart being as light as a feather. If you look at the air of this rose plants, it's also moving with the air. This is lightness. This is lightness, because you know what it is to have so many things on your mind, to have so many possibilities. Because usually when we are remembering, we have to juggle between different things, what life tells us, what we are, and eventually you're like, I just want my heart to be light. I just want to go with the flow. It's creating a desire of your soul to go with the flow of your paths rather than just be blown by anything that comes your way. Speaking about the air. Now, because you're coming to, this is the stage where you remember that life comes with pain and pleasure. That's the beauty of it. Now, to some people, the Ten of Swords will make their heart a little more heavy. But I see that this was what started to activate your heart chakra. This was what started to activate your heart chakra as you reached out to the truth, to reach out to what will give you this lightness, because your soul wanted to, is in this has this desire to move towards its true calling. Because look at the spread here. We'll go on and say this. With the Wheel of Fortune, this is a phase of transformation in the present position. This is you lifting up the skirt. To some of you, the veils are becoming thinner and thinner, and you're beginning to see patterns. Let me know if this is you. You're beginning to see patterns. You're beginning to see that there's a system all along. This was not just a random pricking of information. Different experiences. It's almost like life had dealt you a hand. That probably may have been what made you awaken. Now you're seeing more of these patterns now, more and more and more, that it's making sense. It's so, it's just like everything is speaking to you. I know what it is. And you suddenly realize this was all an illusion. This is, you put yourself in this prisoner. You were a willing prisoner. It was basically a limitation that you put for your highest good. I'm going to say this because there's a timing for everything. There's a timing. You just sat down and allowed them to make your hair to blossom into this beautiful flowery setting, and now it's time. The air, the hands are half of it. You're like, okay, now I'm getting out of this prison. This is you coming to realize that, see, I think I'm done with moving towards things that are not compatible with me. Now, this isn't a love reading. I'm not doing a love reading. This is a soul reading, and it's the greatest love story ever. You realize that as energetic beings, we are constantly in the act of seduction. We are seducing our goals, but we try not to get seduced. We allow it to seduce us enough, but then we detach. This is a willful detachment that is not cold. This is you even coming, at the point when you come to this point, you'll be like, you know what, I don't need to force things. I'm just okay with myself. But then the spirit is bringing you to this, the universe is bringing you to this point where you say, there is a little compromise. You're free to seduce your goals. You're free to seduce your soul family. You're free to be a little bit, as long as you don't get seduced by it. You're free to attract wealth as long as you don't get seduced by it. As long as you don't lose your identity in the process. This is beautiful. Now, this is bringing creativity with the Ace of Wands. Look at this. Oh my God. Look at the two cards. To them. They are both opening a book. And I am feeling ancestral vibes for those of you who resonate with ancestors. But if not, if you resonate with yourself as godlike and all, then what you see is probably you looking back at your records, the Akashic record, learning from different expressions of yourself in the past. This is you even seeing, opening up books. Now, opening up books could also mean that you're seeing things that might trigger you, but they are the books for you to see, okay, where can I improve? To some of you, it's more like information is being downloaded everywhere. You're getting more of this information, more and more and more. And this is bringing out this creativity. You just don't know where this creativity is coming from. Now, there's something about you expressing your creativity in a childlike way, because you can see this Four of Wands. They are building something, but they are dancing on top of it, like with this lightness of heart, And with the Four of Cups, it's like you're choosing your battles. Gone were the days when everything was so overwhelming. You can now say, okay, this is what aligns for me. I focus on what I control. You're like, okay, I cannot stop the rain, but I can go within. Anything I am inward begins to determine the external. I'm done looking out at the external as an excuse. I'm looking from within and realizing that the whole world is from within. I create my world. Everything I see in this physical started from within. Everything. And so what I can control is within. Now, this red garden, I think this, let me have a look at what they say. Because the vibe I am getting is this stepping into, because with the parrot on her shoulder, she's listening. Oh, there's something on her eyes, almost like the veil. She's seeing beyond the veil, and she's listening with the tarot, with the parrots. I don't know. Some of you might probably be doing using the tarot for guidance. She's stepping into this forest barefooted. That's very ballsy. And also in the forest, because she trusts her path. Some of you, yeah, she looks one direction, the parrot is looking at another direction. That's a different kind of vision. That's a different kind of insight. Oh my God. Now this spread. Where's this guide? Okay. gratitude, pleasure, happiness. Okay, there's something about joy. There's something about, on this card, you can see a woman strolling through a garden that is full of flowers. You're beginning to see, there's something about seeing patterns, seeing the beauty of life. Some of you, it's like even the little things that you've taken for granted before, now you're beginning to appreciate it more. Now, the sky glows with pink petals and the ground has turned a luminescent blue. Now, this woman finds peace in being one with nature. Okay, there's really something about nature popping up. Understanding the rhythm of life also. The flower has become part of her body and the parrot feels at home on her shoulder. You're getting more comfortable with guides speaking to you, expressions of yourself, speaking to yourself, your higher self, speaking to yourself more. It's and you're very comfortable with it. It is just something about you embracing the wild. It's not like you're no longer concerned. Am I running mad? Now, during our walk down the path of life, she keeps happiness and gratitude in her heart, and she notices the simple pleasure of life, and she's thankful for all that nature has given her. Yes, there's really I picked these cards, and there's really something about roots. There's so much information. You're digging you're going into this place and you're cutting down the trees, of course, not in the literal way, but we are just saying you're picking up things that have been hidden. It's almost like below this are humans, so to say, but these trees have been so much of a part that nobody gets to know that they exist. I don't know if he's going to cut them down or it's probably going to hear them. Whatever it is, if he cuts them down, it probably will save them if they need saving. So there's just something about opening up to information, because you can see the owl opening up the heart and getting information. I'm going to just finally read this water of spirits and see where this aligns. I do get this, there's this flow, the aspect of the spirit that flows with the rhythm of life and trust and surrenders and enjoys, finds pleasure. Water of spirit. Let me check. Okay. Yeah, with a delight, ineffable delight, as the water as the flowing feeling of life ascends into the spirit of creativity. So creativity is something that is really coming up. Now, how you express your creativity is different. How I express my creativity is a bit different. Tension bubbles away into amusement and appreciation. At this Ten of Swords, there's a lot of creativity stifled at this, because it's just the information without it being processed into the fire element hasn't yet come to do its work. But now the fire element has come to do its work. Enjoying oneself. So there's something about appreciation also with this card, appreciation, into amusement and appreciation. And as I said, there's just something about this joy, this amusement. And there's something with the art of seduction, there's a balance of the amusement, okay? Enjoying oneself, humor, light-heartedness, okay, and the ability to transit one's circumstances to allow a diffusing of drama through playfulness. I do feel that that's how the drama of this, it's allowing playfulness to diffuse it. Not being too serious about life. Everything has to be set. Everything has to be perfect. This card points to a special kind of detachment, because I feel like it's the attachment to information, this truth of what's happening, what could happen, that is causing this. But at this point, and that led this person into a prisoner, self-imposed prison. At this point, there is a special kind of detachment that is not disinterest. It is not disrespect, but rather an enthusiastic freedom that arises from effortlessness. Because there's something about effortlessness, because you know that the quantum field is just full of information. So you don't need to stress yourself. You don't need to work too hard. There is information that has been passed on by your ancestors, by tradition, waiting for you to tap into. You don't have to start all over again. When I'm stuck inside, I am stuck outside. When I'm stuck, when I unstuck inside, I focus on what I can control. I don't complain about the rain. I focus on how it makes me feel. No matter what comes on the outside, I can flow with it, through it, around it, past it. Oh my God. It is both a becoming of the wave and watching the wave dissolve. Wow. As it washes over me. So the question is, how can I create effortlessness or a sense of simple, happy acceptance with myself? I want to stop overcomplicating things. I want to create this sense of lightness. This is what spirit is doing. Oh my God, this is a beautiful thing. If this is your reading, if it resonates, please say something on the comment section. And good luck. This is a beautiful reading.